right. Yes, I am messy. I am cleaning my garage out today. I decided I was going to stay home for the weekend. I am by myself and I'm getting things done. So I'm super, super excited about that. But I wanted to come on and just kind of talk to you a little bit about what I was doing today earlier this morning. I got up probably 6 in the morning, just like it was like a normal day. I wanted to so bad sleep in. But I don't know, my mind was awake and God woke me up. And so I turned on a movie and had coffee and a bagel this morning. I have no makeup on, no jewelry or anything like that, so that's why I look like a hot mess, just cleaning out the garage. But I watched a movie while I was having my breakfast this morning called Discarded Things. So it was a really good faith and family movie, and it was talking about her being a music therapist and helping troubled teens. And it started off telling about her story and how she had a troubled life. She actually was the pastor's daughter in this movie. And it just kind of made me think of all the false prophets and the pastors who are not living godly lives. There's so many churches and pastors not following God. And so I was thinking about that a little bit, but I really liked the movie. Made me cry. It was a really, really good movie, and I highly suggest you guys look that up and watch it sometime. One thing that really stuck out in the movie to me that I wanted to discuss with you was the spiritual conversation that she had during the movie with God. There was a point where he woke her up in the middle of the night. She started reading the Bible, and she was like, "Okay, God, why are you waking me up? Couldn't you wake me up after I had my coffee in the morning? A little bit better, wake me up later instead of so early." And I was thinking, that was me this morning. I woke up so early and I didn't want to. But I really liked that part of her having that conversation with God. I also liked the movie where the message pretty much was about taking your past, taking the pain that you have gone through, the circumstances and situations that you were put into, and how those positions and circumstances, like a divorce, for example, or like abuse, or having parents who were alcoholics, or whatever the circumstances that you may have gone through. The message was that God has put you through those circumstances and situations because you are his masterpiece. And you think you're all broken and God doesn't love you, but he's molding you and he's growing you and he's forming you perfectly. And it's also perfectly for his will for you. So it made me think of my divorces. Never, ever would I have thought that I was going to be married 3 times and divorced 3 times. When I was a little girl, you said, "Hey, Kerri, what do you want to be when you grow up?" I would say, "A stay-at-home mom. I want to be a mom. That's what I want to be." And I always thought I was going to live this perfect life, like I was going to get married and I was going to live happily ever after, and I was going to have a little boy and I was going to have a little girl, and I was going to live in a house and I was just going to be a mom. And that's what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to homeschool my kids. I've always wanted to teach my kids about God. I always wanted to be active in church, help other people. those are the things I've always wanted to do. And God has given me opportunities to do the desires that He's given to me in my heart. However, my life has not turned out exactly the way I imagined it to be perfect. Like I said, married 3 times, now divorced 3 times, and I have 3 boys out of my marriages. Not just a boy and a girl, but 3 boys. And no girl except for my granddaughter now. And it's tough because I felt broken. I felt broken, especially after this last divorce. I honestly loved my husband. I thought we were fine. I did not know that he had been thinking of a divorce. I had no warning. It was like a light switch went off. It was something where he just made up his mind and his decision is final. And it was like suddenly. That divorce has changed me more than I could ever imagine. It has changed me. And it's changed me because now I am open to what God is telling me, and I'm open to listening to God's voice as He is guiding me, because now He's my husband. And it's been amazing to see what is going on in the world. And one of the things I really feel like that's going on is lawlessness is abounding. I feel like we are in the days of Noah. I do feel like since the pandemic, everything is still going on as if everything's normal and everything's back. And, especially Trump is running again and he's going to save the world, and everything is just buy and sell and give marriage and sleep with whoever you want and leave your wife and wife to be poor, it doesn't matter, and take everything and run off with your new girlfriend and be happy and do whatever you want to do. And I feel like people in this world are making decisions that are very, very selfish. It is not how God intended for people to act or to do. I heard Pastor, I think it was Jack Hibbs, said yesterday in a Facebook post, God is right now saying, hey, you, what's going on? Hey, you, where are you? Just like He did Adam in the garden. And, He used the example that Adam was all covered with the leaves and hiding and didn't want to acknowledge where he was. God knew where he was at the whole time. But He said, where are you? Adam, where are you? Why are you hiding? And it was that sin that he's hiding from. And at that moment, God could have forgiven him. And God had already forgiven him for the sin. But he was hiding it from God. And, God knows what you're going through and the circumstances that you're going through. He knew I was going to get married to this husband. He knew I was going to end up divorced with this husband. And He knew how God was going to protect me and how God was going to give me the things that I needed. It is one of those things where He's been molding me and into His masterpiece. And I really think that making these YouTube videos is God molding me to spread the gospel. I don't know how many people watch my videos. I don't really even pay attention. I haven't done the videos as good as I want to do. I would like to do more and do better, but I have a lot going on in my life right now as God's molding me. And I just feel like every decision I make I am constantly in communication with God. And I listen. Like, I'll ask God a question. How do you want me to react to this situation? And I'm waiting for his answer. I hear him talking to me in my mind, and sometimes even audibly in my ear. I can hear him tell me what to do. And one of the messages of this movie that I watched this morning, Discarded Things, is about how used up, abused up you can feel, but yet God is, using you ultimately for his purposes. And I have a choice in how I'm going to react to my situation, like a divorce. I can sit at home, mope around about how nobody loves me and he's off doing this and that, and I am just feeling so bad about myself. I've gained a lot of weight. I am very sore. My body is not handling the weight gain very well. I had a hysterectomy. I no longer can have children. Where's my future going to go? I am so broke. I'm never going to be able to provide for my kids a home other than an apartment. I am never going to be able to do the things that I need to do or that I planned in my head that I want to do. And God says, you know what? You're not going to be doing those things that you want to do. You're going to do what I want you to do, and I'm molding you into a masterpiece. And it's not about what I want to do with my life. God has bigger and better plans for me. And I do need to pay attention to God and what he's telling me to do with my life. And I don't need to worry about what other people and what their decisions are and what they're doing with their life. My ex-husband, I don't need to worry about what he's doing and his decision to divorce me. And it is freeing to know that God's got it. And this movie also, I'm trying to figure out how to say this without giving the movie away. He will put you through circumstances to fulfill other circumstances in your life that are happening. For example, if I would have never married my husband that just divorced me, I would not have my child right now. And I got to count those blessings. I cannot sit around and say, well, God, I thought it was you who told me to marry him. And if you told me to marry him, then why are we divorced now? And why is he get to do whatever he wants to do with his life and move on and I can't? And it is something that really is bothering me. But God says, because you remaining in that marriage with him was not good. And you would have never filed for the divorce. And you would have stayed in a marriage with a man who doesn't love you. And I took you out of that situation. And I am protecting you, and I am protecting that child of that marriage. And he pulled us out of an environment in a toxic relationship. And I feel like that there is a purpose for me. There is a reason why I am just 2 streets over from my ex-husband. There is a reason why I'm working at the daycare right now, across the street from where I live. I don't know why. why can I not move to another city in the state? Or why can I not have a home? Or why could I not have that home that we had? And God says, I'm protecting you. I'm protecting you from whatever was going on there. With that presence that came into that home was not good. It was not good. I felt it. I knew it was there, and I allowed it. And God has protected me. And I really feel like He's molding me and He's growing me. And I need to take that anger that I have, the pain that I have, and give it to God. I need to surrender it all to Him and say, okay, God, you tell me what you want me to do. Because whenever I try to do something on my own, I'm a failure at it. I can't do it anymore. I tried for 9 years to love my husband, even though I knew he never loved me. I felt it. I knew it. Because of the way I felt like I was being treated, I didn't feel like I was appreciated, respected, or loved. And I would be in the bathroom a lot of times crying about how bad I felt. And why would God not let me be released of that feeling that I was having? And how can I love my husband? And God says, I got you. I'm going to remove you from that relationship so you can really see what love is. And I do. I feel that love from God. I feel like I am fully aware now of the times we're living in, what God is doing, and how He's moving in my life. I feel like for the first time in 10 years, I can focus on how God is molding me and how He's preparing me for this mission that He has for me. And I have a lot of ideas just running through my head all the time, constantly, waking me up at 4, 5, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. The other day, I couldn't believe it. I was wide awake 3 o'clock in the morning. I was just like, oh, I gotta go to work in the morning. I mean, I had 3 more hours left to sleep. I was so angry, but God is just working His magic, not magic, but He's working His perfect masterpiece for each one of us as we are going through whatever we're going through, the trials and the tribulations. And I just don't want to give away that movie, so I'm trying to use my life as an example instead of hers. But it is something where you got to know and hear God's voice to know that He's working on you. And God's been working on me since I was 5. I was saved when I was 5. I gave my life to Christ. And if I really gave my life to God, then I need to, no matter what I go through, no matter if I'm Job and everything I love and everyone and everything is taken away from me, if I'm Job, I still have got to keep my faith with God. I can't even imagine the stuff that Job had gone through and how he really just lost everything that mattered to him, and yet he still had to be faithful with God. And then think of what He gave him and what happened because of that faithfulness. And I really firmly believe time is running out. Like I said, we are in the days of Noah. I feel like, what was it? I told my son the other day, I kind of feel like a zombie. Like I am going through every single moment of every day just one step at a time, one breath at a time. And I feel like there's been times where Satan has just sucked my breath right out of me. And I'm like in shock, like, oh, I can't believe that happened to me. Or I can't believe that that decision has been made by someone else. And what's going on? Wait a minute, I got to get all my pieces together. And God has just provided the whole time without me even knowing. I got kicked out of my house with my children. I had cop cars come to my house and come and say, you got to take whatever you got in 10 minutes and leave this house because of this order. And I was like, what? This is my home. This is my stuff. I have spent my whole life buying this stuff. This is stuff I had before I was married, when I was a single mom before. This is my life that I had for the last 20 years. My children's stuff. Children that weren't even my ex-husbands. They were from other men, my previous marriages. And you want me just... Why can't he leave if he wants this divorce? That moment was like, suck the life right out of me. And I was just like, oh, like a zombie. Because I had no idea why this was happening. I couldn't believe that that decision was made by my husband, who promised me in front of God and the pastor of the church and all of our friends that he was going to love me and protect me till the day I died. I couldn't believe it. And I loved him during all of that struggle. In my head, I kept thinking, oh, he's going to fix it. He's going to be a hero. He's going to show me how much he loves me. And he never did. And then I got mad at God and I was like, what's going on? And I started yelling really at God. What? Why? I don't even understand why. What did I do? What did I say? What did I do that was so wrong to have this happen to me? God says, it's not you. It's not you. I'm protecting you. This has to happen. And I just want to encourage you guys, let him mold you. He's changed me so much. I could tell you this, the reason why I deleted most of my videos is because I wasn't talking about God enough. I was, oh, I'm cleaning my house and I'm doing this and that, but I wasn't talking about God. And I need to talk about God every video. I need to show how strong my faith is in him, in my daily life, and all the wonderful things that's happening. I need to give him the glory. It's not about me. It's not about, look what I'm doing with my home, or I'm cleaning, or I'm moving, or I'm doing this or that, or I'm, it doesn't even matter what I'm doing. It's whatever God has told me to speak to you about. And today he wants me to speak to you about the change that he has made inside my life. And I know he's got big plans for me. I know he's using me. I have heard from you guys. A couple of you who watch my videos have told me how much I'm inspiring you and how much of encouragement I am. And you are also going through a marriage that's failed, and you're a Christian, and you are right where I was at just a year and a half ago. And that's what God is doing in my life. He's molding me and creating me to be that person that he created me to be. And that's what that movie was about that I watched this morning. And if you were abused as a child, if your parents are divorced, if you're poor, if you've been homeless, if you have had to deal with drug abuse, alcohol abuse, even jail time, prostitution, whatever you have had to go through as a woman, as a mother, someone's daughter, in a relationship, marriage, whatever it was that you have had to go through, you are still alive, you are still breathing, because God has got you. He has got a big plan for you. And if you're a Christian and you have surrendered your life to Him, give it to Him. Because we are, as Christians, to do God's will. He's commanded us to spread His word. And that's what I'm trying to do on these videos, is encourage you and to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. Accept Him. Invite Him into your life and surrender your life to Him, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. Just let God be in control of your life. I'm not afraid to die, because I know when I die, I'm going to heaven. So the sooner the better. I'm ready. Let's go. I'm not afraid of losing my children or my family, because I have lost a lot in my life. I don't care if my house caught on fire right now, because I have lost everything before. I had nothing but what I could grab in 10 minutes. And I was happy. I could tell you, I got kicked out of my house. I was driving halfway down the highway to go to a hotel. I broke down in tears. I had to pull over. I was crying so hard. I pulled over into a parking lot. My kids, two of my kids are in the back seat of the car, confused, like, what's going on? And I broke down in tears. My kids were shocked of what I said. But I said, God, I don't know what you were doing here, but I'm giving it to you. Help me figure it out. And I had gotten paid that day. Thank you, Jesus. I didn't even know how much my check was. I got on my phone, checked my bank account statement, and I went and I stayed in a hotel. I didn't take any money from my husband to go do that. That was my money in my own personal bank account. And I had no intention to ever ask for anything from my ex-husband after that. I didn't want anything from him unless he's willing to give it to me on his own, because he loved me. And I haven't received anything since that day. And I don't want to be the type of person who is just throwing myself a pity party. I want to learn and grow through my circumstances and be excited. God is doing something. I don't know what it is, but He's doing something. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my spirit. And when it is like the Red Sea aha moment, I can't even imagine what the people were feeling when they were walking across that Red Sea. Weren't they amazed of what God was doing? I'd be worshiping God, like you almost would have to crawl across the ocean floor, because I would be so like a miracle. It's a miracle. Look at God's working. I don't even know how you even go across that. It's like You're walking around like a zombie. Everything else is chaotic around you. And you are just focused on God. Not a zombie like a crazy person zombie. A zombie like, I am so focused on God and what God is doing in my life and what He is molding me to be, that none of this worldly stuff matters. We are not to be of this world. We're just to be in it for the short period of time, and we're out of here as soon as that trumpet blows. And I really think it's going to be soon. There's no worries about the future, whatever the future holds. Wow. God is just really speaking to me right now. I don't even know how to explain to you that give your life to Christ. And then, as a single mom, focus on Him. Let Him guide you and lead you. And you'll be blessed. I promise you that. You'll have everything you need. He's molding you to be that person that He wants you to be. So, spread His word. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.